at Luke 21, and we'll pick it back up at verse 22. And it says, because these are the days of vengeance to fill all that have been written. And woe to those who are pregnant and to those who are nursing children in those days, for there shall be great distress in the earth and wrath upon this people. So we know this prophecy is twofold. This is dealing with 70 AD, and this is also dealing with our day. All right, this is what this prophecy is dealing with. I don't have time really to go into that, but we're going to mostly deal with our day as opposed to what took place in 70 AD, because what happened in 70 AD has a lot to do with the 7 times 7, 490-year prophecy that Daniel gave, and the last 7 years of that prophecy, I believe 3.5 years were from 66.5 AD to 70 AD, and also the other last 3.5 years is the 3.5 year tribulation during odd. So you hear different things from different different so-called Bible prophets or scholars. You hear different things, okay? And so that's just the way I see it at the present time. That could change as the Father gives clarity. But this prophecy is talking about 70 AD, and it's also talking about our day. Because in 70 AD, when the Romans came and massacred our land and our people, there were women that were pregnant, and they killed them, and they couldn't flee because they were nursing children. When your enemy attacks you, the vulnerable gets it first. Y'all understand that? So who is the vulnerable? Women and kids, elderly, the sick. You know, those are the vulnerable ones, and those ones who can't readily flee. Because we ran into the interior of Africa. We didn't run north. We ran south. All right? We ran through sub-Saharan desert of Africa when the Romans, Titus, son Vespasius, came after us. All right? But this is going into prophecy from that day and into our day, because it's talking about the abomination of desolation. And the abomination of desolation was in the time of Antiochus Epiphanes, 70 AD, and our time. So you got 3 abomination of desolations. All right, that's a threefold prophecy as I see it. It says, they shall fall by the edge of the sword and led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trampled underfoot by the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled. So the Gentiles, which is anybody other than Israel, Europeans and Arabs, Palestinians, whatever you want to call them, mixed people, they are ruling Jews, white Jews, Ashkenazis, Sephardic, Spaniards. They are running Jerusalem until Yehoshua return. So that goes to show you that they are not the people, based on this prophecy. Then it goes on to say, there shall be signs in the sun and the moon and the stars and on the earth, anxiety of nations, bewilderment at the roaring of the sea, and agitations. So we're talking about perplexities and different things that's going to happen, and it's going to be a shaking of the heavens. Signs in the sun and the moon. There are going to be times when the sun is not going to give its light, like during the solar eclipse that's coming on the 21st of August. That is a sign in the heavens that your redemption draws near. Yehoshua is soon to return. All right. Signs in the earth and in the stars. We had a certain star. Remember when the Magi, the different stargazers, saw Yehoshua's star, they knew that the Savior, the Messiah, was born. Remember that story? They followed the star. So those of us who understand the pattern of the stars, the motion of the heavens, understand these different signs, those who the Father gave them to. It says perplexity of the sea. Perplexity of the sea in Rome. We're talking about tsunamis. We're talking about Katrina. We're talking about phenomenals that happen that is abnormal. Katrina was a sign of the time. Y'all remember how our people were stranded on roofs and they was dying and drowning in New Orleans? This was in 2005. This was 2005. And they say that tsunami that hit Japan, they say the waves was 200 feet in the air. Ain't no surfer finna fool with that. But all those are signs of the time, and these things are happening even to this day. But look at 26. Here's the warning. 26 says, men fainting from fear and the expectation of what is coming on the earth. So men's hearts is failing them. This is talking about mankind, man, woman, and child, because of the news reports. Oh man, look at what's happening in Chicago. Look what's happening all around the world. Wars and rumors of wars. President Trump told the president of was it North Korea? He told the president of North Korea, you're going to feel my fury and my fire. These are threatening talks that no other president has ever gave to these nations, didn't even entertain it on that level. And so people is afraid and off their rockers because of these type of events that is happening on the earth. Men's hearts failing them for fear, for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. So the powers of heaven shaken. We got meteorites. You got stuff falling out the sky. You got all these unidentified flying objects. You got all these different reports around the world of people spotting all kind of stuff in the sky. You got Project Bluebeam, where the government has the power to put whatever in the sky he want you to see. And so people is getting afraid. They seeing reports of, I see cities in the sky. I'm seeing all kind of different aliens and flying objects and crying Marys and faces and all. People are seeing all kind of stuff, irregardless of the source behind it. What they're seeing is actually causing men to faint. Y'all understand that? And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the cloud with power and great glory. So all these things are pointing to Yahushua's return. So that's what we see when we see these things. We see men's hearts failing, and the scripture in Jeremiah 30 say, men are bent over like a pregnant woman in agony and in pain because of tribulation that has hit the earth. So this is what's causing the great falling away, because people have expectations outside of the scriptures. And so when you got your bucket list and it don't come to pass, you're shaking your fist at heaven and you're mad at the Most High because that's your will. But his will, he's telling us what's going to happen. So make all your plans and your predictions around the scriptures based on your understanding. Does everybody understand that? You make your plans based on your understanding of the scriptures. Don't go above and outside the scriptures, because you're going to be in for a rude awakening. You will be greatly disappointed. All right? And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up, lift up your heads, for your redemption draws near. See the answer? That's the answer to the signs in the heaven. It just told us in 28. Lift your head up, because these things are going to happen. So prepare and brace yourself. Stop acting surprised about what's already written. All right? Verse 29, he spoke unto them a parable. Behold, a fig tree and all its trees. He say, when they shoot forth, you see and know of your own self that summer is nigh at hand. So you know when summer is coming, because you begin to see the green ear, right? What is the green ear? You begin to see the green ear, not only in barley, but you see it in the trees, you see it in the fruits and the vegetables, you see new life coming. You know that's the spring and the summer, right? So likewise, when you see these things, the wars and rumors of wars, the murder rate, you know, the high rate, the epidemic on heroin in the white race. White women is dying more than they're having children. White people at a crisis. They're fighting for their survival. This is why they're stealing your organs and killing you. This is why the police is killing us. Because what they call it, birth to death ratio, they are dying more than they're giving birth. So when you see these things.
Opium is a national crisis.
Opium too, that's right. Opium, a national crisis.
Not a drug, not a war on it.
Right.
Now it's a national crisis.
It's a national crisis because of white people. But when we did it, it was a war on drugs. Meaning war against us.
There you go.
So likewise, when you see these things come to pass, know that the kingdom of Elohim is at hand. Man can't live forever in this deprived state. He's going to extinct himself. Because we got a nut in the White House that'll push the button any moment. America has enough artillery to wipe out nations within 5 minutes. This is a reality.
6,800 nukes.
6,800 nukes.
Russia has about 7,100, 7,000 something. They got 200 more. They got 7,000. 200 more than U.S.
All them nukes, man. And they say the United States been selling and giving theirs away.
They had much more, huh?
Yeah, it's just so much crazy stuff going on. But you have to understand that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. This is not a time, to lose heart and lose faith and lose focus. Verily I say to you, this generation shall not pass away until all be fulfilled. So the generation that sees this will not pass away until all be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. Take heed to yourself, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting. You know what surfeiting means? Your heart's being overcharged with your own personal desires. I want. Barcelona. I want this, I want that. I'm going after it. I don't care what the Bible say. I don't care what nobody else say. So it says, take heed to yourself, lest at any time you be overcharged, with surfeiting, to indulge in one's appetites. We're being set up with this social media age where we're being taught to love ourselves. Stand in the mirror. Oh, I love you. You look so nice. You are so pretty. We just buying wig after wig after wig, hairstyle, barbershop, beauty salons open all night. All night. You got gangsters at Kim's. Who is Kim? Well, Kim is the Asian woman at the nail parlor. You got gangsters going to see Kim doing the crip walk with fingernail polish on. This is what society at. Then Snoop Dogg pose in the magazine with colored painted nails, throwing up the crip sign and all that foolishness.
Black nails.
Yeah, with black nail polish. I catch one of you brothers at the fingernail polish, I might cut your toe off. Like that new movie coming out with Bruce Willis. That hero, that vigilante.
I just saw it.
You saw that trailer?
No, I didn't see the trailer, but I know the movie you talking about.
Yeah. He's some unknown superhero.
Right. Yeah.
He going around saving folks.
Right.
Because the government and the police don't do that no more. They're part of the problem. So it says, don't be overcharged with surfeiting. I want, the lust of your heart. And drunkenness. Not thinking straight. And that's not just with alcohol. That's drunk in every area. You just so drunk with this boy. You so drunk with this girl.
With the song, Beyonce.
Drunk in love. Drunk in love. She sounded like she was drunk.
Right.
She drunk with Jay-Z. My sister beat her up in the elevator. So he say don't be just caught up in drunkenness. Like that man out there on the corner. He so high he talking to the light pole, wasn't he? Man out there on heroin. Right now.
Right. I saw y'all looking down there.
Yeah, he was. My man talking to the light pole. But that's what the cares of this life do to you when you trust yourself. Hey man, let it burn for scripture's sake. I know it hurt being poor. I know it hurt barely getting your bills paid. But man, serve y'all is gonna pay off. Satan's making it hard for believers. You know, if Satan is making it easy for you, you doing something wrong. You working for him on the slide. So take joy in your struggle. You know, don't wear it as no badge of honor and say, yeah, I'm proud to be poor. But understand that it is some honor in the enemy attacking you because of your righteousness. You're in great company. You're in company with the Messiah and the prophets. All right? It says, also be careful of the cares of this life. And so that day comes upon you how? Unaware. You caught up in the cares of this life, and judgment day. Who wants judgment day to come on them unaware? Have y'all heard of the term thief in the night? Well, the term thief in the night is dealing with Yahushua's return. But guess what? It won't be a thief in the night to us. Why it won't? Because we're doing what? We're watching. We're looking. We're focused. Who is it going to be in a thief in the night to? The sinner, the non-believer. Because he ain't looking, right? They not paying attention to his return because they doing what they want to do. Drunk in love. They drunk in love, right? Get that man a record deal. I sound just like him. It says, for as a snare shall it come on all of them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. But it say, look, watch you therefore and pray how long? Always. That you may be what? Accounted how? Worthy. Accounted worthy to do what? Escape what? All what things? All the things that shall come to pass. To do what? To stand before who? Is everybody going to be able to stand before the Son of Man? No. You want to be counted worthy to stand because he's going to lay you down if you ain't. He's coming back to judge and make war. Stay focused. Stay hopeful. I know it gets hard, and I know we all get disheartened. Who has the formula of not getting disheartened? Who got the formula? Well, we got the scriptures. Who got it down packed where you never sad, you never upset, and you never concerned? I don't know anybody. It's called fighting. Fight! It says, and in that day he was teaching in the temple, and at night he went out and abode in the mount, which is called Olives, and the people came early in the morning, him in the temple, for to hear him. Let me give you some advice. Let's go to Romans the 8th chapter. Hebrew. Romans 8.
What page is that in?
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
1134, 1135. Let's look at Romans 8.
No, no.
I'm gonna go back from what I have in my notes. Let's start at 16. It said, the Spirit bears itself witness with our spirit that we are the children of Elohim. The Spirit bears witness with our spirit, that we are the children of Elohim. And if the children then heirs of Elohim, and joint heirs with the Messiah, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be glorified together. See that? So we're going to suffer with him. So this life is not going to be all peaches and cream. Everybody understand that? If yours will suffer, so will we. For I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. How many of y'all receive that? Let me read it in Hallelujah Scriptures. It says, for I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy comparing with the esteem that is to be revealed in us. I remember one day I came home from treatment and I just had the worst feeling in the world, man. I was so tired. And this is not a cakewalk. And I'm talking about fatigue. Y'all know when babies get tired, what do babies normally do?
Right.
Cry. And in my adult life, I understand that because I don't remember when I used to do that. But I know now why babies do it. Because dialysis have you so tired, you just want to cry. You're so confused and tired sometimes. You just the only relief you got is crying. And man, I was so tired. It was 100 degrees outside. And I was laying down in my bed, man. I was so tired. And you just feel like you're going to die sometimes. There's no exaggeration. You just feel like you're going to die. You know, those moments. And a brother Hodges, James Hodges Jr., Elder Hodges' son, I told him this before. He was on TV preaching. It was a Wednesday. He'd be sweating, you know. Y'all remember the church we went to, Elder Hodges now on 71st? South Shore, where his son, he was, you know, they come on every Wednesday, Salvation Through Identity, that's the name of the show. And I just had my TV on public access, and I'm telling you, man, I was struggling, we living on trouble. Man, I was just so tired, man, I was praying, I was debating whether to call the ambulance, because I just didn't know, you know, I'm confused, I'm tired, I'm at home by myself, everybody at school. It's like 100 degrees, man, I got a fan on. And man, I'm just struggling around that bedroom. And I'm in that bed tossing and turning, man. Father, please help me. That man on that preaching, man, he was just sweating and preaching. He came to this verse right here. Hey, this verse right here we just read. He said, for I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy compared with the glory that will be revealed in us. Amen. Instantly, I got strength when I heard that verse. Man don't live by bread alone. Man, when I heard that brother said that thing, that revelation hit me, boom! Man, strength came. Hey, I can't say out of nowhere because it came from Yah's spirit. Man, that thing hit me, man. It lifted me on my feet, man. I just praise Yah. I was so energized. I was on my way. Hey, you know how you dial 911? I was about to hit that last one. I'm finna call the ambulance, man. That brother, you know how, y'all know how James Hodges Jr. be sweating? He wiping that sweat off his face. He just preaching, man. That dude was talking. It was like he zoomed in my bedroom. Woo. It was like he was like Yoda. The force be with you. That's exactly what he was saying to me. And man, I received that scripture, man, and it just lifted me up. And it didn't allow me to focus on my present state of mind. My present moment of going through in my flesh, it didn't allow me to wallow in that. Because, you know, pain and self-pity, all of the above. It's like, oh, why me? It's not that I was saying that, but that's what was chasing me. You know what I'm saying? And you trying to block all that stuff out. But that stuff be coming, you know, man, why is this happening? And the whole house is caving in. And man, out of nowhere, man, it was like a hand just came. I didn't need no ambulance. I needed the word. Hey man, when that brother spoke that thing, man, for I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy comparing. Hey, that suffering it's gonna be worth it, y'all. What we going through today is gonna be worth it in glory. Hang in there. Stay focused. I know we got ambitions and goals and desires. Stay focused. I know we got a bucket list and we want our cake and our heaven on earth. It ain't promised in this lifetime like that. Don't be disappointed if you die in faith. You in great company. The Messiah died without a house. The Messiah. He said foxes got holes. See what I'm saying? We got to remind ourselves of these things. Because if we don't remind ourselves, what's going to happen? We're going to get caught up with the surfeiting, the cares of this life. And it's going to drag us under. And it's going to take us away from the love of Mashiach. It says, for the intense longing of the creation eagerly waits for the revealing of the sons of Elohim. Let me read that in King James. For the earnest expectation of the creature awaits for the manifestation of the sons of Elohim. Hey, the angels, hey, they question Yah, hey, when? Hey, Israel, Jerusalem, the earth is crying out to the Father, send my babies home. Send my babies home. The earth is a living entity and it's crying to the Father about his kids. Israel will never be settled as long as his kids are scattered. How many of y'all know that? That's what the scriptures say. Israel will never be settled until her babies get back home. It says, the earnest expectation of the creature awaits for the manifestation of the sons of Elohim. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who has subjected the same in hope. Let me read that in the Hallelujah scriptures. Verse 19. It says, for the intense longing of the creation eagerly waits for the revealing of the sons of Elohim. For the creation was subjected to fertility, not from choice, but because of him who subjected it in anticipation, that the creation itself also shall be delivered from the bondage to corruption into the esteemed freedom of the children of Elohim. Hey, because of the sins of the children, hey, everybody suffering.
Everybody and everything.
Everything's suffering, and everything is eager in us to get back in its proper place.
Right.
Get back, Israel. Get back home. Get back to serving Yah. Hey, so we can do our job. Hey, man, the crab wasn't invented to be eaten, and neither was the pig. You know what I'm saying? The crab is being ate because Israel is out of his place, and a Gentile running the world, and he teaching everybody to eat the crab, and therefore the water bad.
Right.
The crab was to keep the water clean so we can go and drink from the rivers and the stream. He eating the crawfish and the lobster. He eating all that junk. When me and Shimshon, hey, we go to Jewels, they got the big old crab thing. Shimshon say something, no, unclean. Can't eat that. I say, you right, Shimshon. No, Abel, can't eat that. We can't eat them crabs and lobsters. And we buying bottled water and they taxing us up the wazoo. When we got Lake Michigan, we can't even drink out of it. Everybody wondering why we can't drink out the lake. All this pollution and chemicals because Israel out of its place and everybody else out their place.
All of nature, all of creation.
All of nature. Yep. Ecosystem is out of place.
Waiting on us to get back.
Man.
So the trees can breathe.
Operate the way they're supposed to operate. Yep.
Right.
Everybody.
That's powerful.
It is,
Yeah.
man.
You know, it's funny you said that because they were saying that when they expanded west, there's a lake out there in like Yellowstone Park
Yeah.
that they didn't even know was there.
Wow.
It disappeared like a century ago.
Wow.
But what happened was they killed. What was it? They killed all of the. When they started expanding that way, the wolves was bothering the pioneers and whatever that was trying to set up time. So they got rid of all the wolves.
Messed the ecosystem up.
And messed the ecosystem up, and a lake disappeared.
See?
A lake, man, disappeared. Just, because the wolves kept the wildebeest in check.
Right.
The wildebeest kept this in check.
They got a system.
And it was like a system, and it ended up being overrun by, and somehow it dried up the lake.
Yeah.
It's a YouTube video.
Okay.
And it explains. It sounds funny because I can't.
Yeah, articulate the way you remember your mind.
But just from man's, greed and thirst for power.
Right. To live without Yah.
Right. Just killing everything. Just that Gentile going through and just killing everything.
Yeah, he is.
Taking out all the trees.
He's like a giant baby on a stump age.
Right.
Everywhere the Gentiles gone on this earth, man, he has destroyed.
Yep.
The people and everything. And it has a lot to do with Israel being out of his place.
Yep. And they the lake is coming back now because they reintroduced the wolves.
Oh, okay.
And then that one kept something else in check, and that kept something else in check. And now the lake is coming back. Look, it was a lake here.
That's why the scripture say every man going back to his nation at Yahweh's return.
Yeah.
So he's sending every race back to where they're supposed to be.
Yep.
Because the climate is designed to their bodies.
Yeah.
That's why in North America we get a lot of cancer because of lack of sun, which is what, vitamin D?
Right. We
get a lack of vitamin D. That's why we have to take vitamin D pills. In the wintertime, I have to take 50,000 IUs. I can get that in 20 minutes in August.
Right.
I can go out there now and get 50,000 in a half hour. But I got to take 50,000 a week in the wintertime because you ain't getting much in yeah. So verse 21 again, that the creation itself also shall be delivered from the bondage to corruption into the extreme freedom of the children of Elohim. Remember, Yehoshua didn't just reconcile Israel back to Yah. Yehoshua reconciled everything that Yah created in the first 6 days. So Yehoshua reconciled creation back to the Father. All right? And so it's been reconciled, but the order starts when Israel is back in order.
Man,
See how it works?
so many people can be helped hearing this lesson. Man,
Hey, when we stand in glory, y'all gonna say I put it out there. So we it's up to us. For we know that all the creation groans together and suffer the pains of the childbirth together until now. Y'all see that? And not only so, but even we ourselves who have the first fruits of the Ruach, we ourselves also groan within ourselves, eagerly waiting for the adoption as sons, the redemption of our body. For in this expectation we were saved, but expectation that is seen is not expectation. For when anyone sees, does he expect it? And if we expect what we do not see, we eagerly wait for it with endurance. And in the way the Ruach helps in our weakness, for we do not know what we should pray, but the Spirit himself pleads our case for us with groaning utterable. unutterable. And he who searches the hearts knows what the mind of the Spirit is, because he makes intercession for the Kashadim according to Elohim. And we know that all works together for good to those who love Elohim, to those who are called according to his purpose. Because those whom he knew beforehand, he also ordained beforehand to be conformed to the likeness of his son, his bane, that he become the firstborn among many brothers. And who he ordained beforehand, these he also called, and whom he called, these also declared right. And whom he declared right, these he also esteemed or glorified. What then shall we say to this? If Elohim is for us, who is against us? Truly, he who did not spare his own son, his own bane, but deliver him up on behalf of us all, how shall he not alone with him freely give us all else? Freely give us all else? Who shall bring any charge against Elohim's chosen ones? It is Elohim who is declaring right. Y'all better know this. Make everything of the Gentile. No, this is Yah's doing. And Yah say, I rule in the kingdom of man. And believe it or not, Yah got Trump in office. And Trump about to make some decisions. Ooh, mercy. Who is he who is condemning? It is Hamashiach, who died, and furthermore is also risen up, who is also at the right hand of Yahweh, who also makes intercession for us. Who shall separate us from the love of Hamashiach? Shall pressure, distress, tribulation, persecution, scarcity, of food, nakedness, or danger, or sword? Nothing separates us from the love of Hamashiach. Persecution, hunger, danger, police brutality, terrorism, wars and rumors of wars, gang banging, Chicago violence, the lack of paying bills, bad health. Nothing separates us from the love of the Messiah. As it has been written, for your sake we are killed all day long. We are reckoned as sheep of the slaughter. But in all this, we are more than overcomers. We're more than conquerors through him who loved us. You better know this. For I am persuaded that neither death nor life, nor messenger, nor principality, nor powers, neither the present nor the future, nor height nor depth, nor any creature shall be able to separate us from the love of Yahweh. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Which is in Mashiach Yahoshua, our Messiah, Adon. Hallelujah. Nothing separates us. So as we acknowledge this great falling away, let us not become it. Great falling away, you all, this means divorce. It just means to be divorced from anything that is righteous. And he will tear down anything that is called God or Elohim.
Well, you said that.
He's doing it.
Talk to a brother this week.
Yeah.
He told me they wasn't in the book no more.
See?
It's funny you saying that you own this.
Falling away,
This
man.
brother was heavy in
And it can happen to the best of us.
it.
Nobody's exempt from this. You hot today, man, and cold tomorrow. When the honeymoon season is over, Israel,
Hey,
then the real fighting start, you will know who Ak
that's the
is.
seed parable.
Yep.
The seed parable.
You'll know who Ak is then. You'll know who a cold is then.
Every time I see that, I think about that seed parable.
Yeah.
You know? You always say, brother, teach themselves right out the book.
Yep.
But that's what did it.
Got too deep. Hey, run with the simplicity of the scriptures, because that's what we mostly understand. The deep things, you deal with them sparingly as the Spirit give you those understandings. But the simple things, stop lying, stop stealing.
If you just focus on that.
Come on, man. Come on. Loving your neighbor. Respecting your mom and your daddy. Just simple stuff.
And doing the work of Mashiach.
That's it,
You
man.
know, reconciling men back to y'all through the blood of Mashiach.
There you go.
Focus on the gospel, focus on the law, and everything else follows. None of this other stuff is really relevant. Like you say, it's just it's good
Companion to the
feast day conversation.
feast day conversation. Yep. Burn that lamb.
Hey, but you know, these brothers, like you said, teach themselves right out the book.
Because when you are bored, first of all, righteous people have no business being depressed or bored. If you serving the Father, you have no business ever being depressed or bored. If you are depressed and if you are bored, then you need to pray and you need to fast and you need to stop feeding your flesh. Because you have a void, you have an expectation outside of this book, and you have lost faith. So you know what? I'm you know that whole I'm bored piece. That's your flesh telling you to get in trouble. I need something exciting. You know, I understand you want to go to Great America. We understand that, but you know what's coming behind that I'm bored. Well, flesh needs to be fulfilled. That's what it's saying. So you got to be very, very, very careful.
But that's also come from taking a bite out that fruit too.
Yeah.
Because once you take a bite out that fruit, nothing else is good enough.
Hey, we've all done it.
Now you need something to top that.
Yep.
Then you need something to top that.
Yep.
Then you need something, and you end up
You never scratch that itch,
right.
and you'll never satisfy that hunger. You know they say sneakers are satisfying.
It's insane.
Not sin ain't.
Right.
Sin is not satisfying. 'Cause you ain't gonna eat no sneaker and calm down. That ain't gonna happen. You got to crucify the flesh, and you got to bring that mind back into the Father's will, because human nature has its own will, and it would get off the straight street. It would detour. All of us detour at one time or another. This would bring you back to straight street.
I told my oldest daughter a lot. I said, you need to learn to enjoy clean fun.
Yep. That's right, man.
Don't stop enjoying clean fun. Like, you know, the moment you start getting off into, you know, other things and pleasuring your flesh with other things,
Yeah.
you will never be able to. It's like a drug.
So sitting around the house and playing Monopoly ain't good enough no more.
No, it ain't good enough.
And you know, the family sitting around the house and laughing, you know, at Sanford and Son.
That's not good enough.
Right. You know, what's wrong with that? Right.
Now, that's what you talked about. You said the difference from the time when I was young to up to this time.
Yeah.
You don't see what you just said, a lot of that.
Yeah. You don't see families sitting
No,
together.
you don't see it. You know, everybody, instead of coming to the table, everybody got their own little spot in the room.
That kicked it off, but look where it grew to. My family texts each other in different
In the
rooms.
same house.
Same house.
Yeah, we do it.
And then somebody say, "Why you hollering for? Just text."
I was just getting ready to say that. I was just going to say, they said, Dad,
Why I'm
you
hollering?
down the hall? Why
Just
you
text
hollering?
them. Listen, let me tell you something, man. These kids right here, they don't have ringers. They phone ring, ding, ding. This person has not set up a voicemail. I say, what y'all got phones for? Texting. That's all they do is text all day. I'm from the old school, man. I got to hear ring. Every time I get a new phone, I look for that old regular ringtone. You know, because some other stuff, I ain't gonna be listening to no jingle bells, man. I won't pay it no mind. But when I hear ring, I know that's the answer to the phone. But
Being a young person.
hey, I don't understand y'all ring always off, man. That's just so frustrating to me. I be wanting to bite the phone.
Yeah, me too.
What y'all got phones for?
I be like, well, you got a phone? It's 5 phones in the house. I'm outside calling.
Right. Ain't nobody
I need somebody to come down here and help me.
I need to say, I be sitting for the house. I go, man, come on, man. There's 3 phones in the house.
But that's this millennial generation. They different from us.
I didn't hear
We
it.
used to phones. We used to rotary phones.
When you text, everybody here. Everybody gets it, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't answer their phone, they answer the text.
They answer the text, so you just got
Enjoy
to.
that innocence, though.
Absolutely.
My daughter,
That's a great advice.
because you can't go back. Once you get
Oh,
grown, you got about 20 years where people will, sort of tolerate you being childlike. After that, you grown forever.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They let the world let you be a child up until you 18, maybe 20.
My youthful indiscretions.
Your youthful indiscretion.
Yeah.
Listen, but you got another 60 years of being grown.
Yeah.
Why not enjoy,
Cause ain't no forgiveness.
Hey man, I'm telling you.
That's great advice.
And my daughter, she had a baby, her last year in high school. Sure enough, all that senior year stuff started coming and happening